record. So it is used in situations that require calculation of the net price based on certain conditions or criteria. It is most likely used to calculate the discount offered by the vendor based on the material purchased or location of purchase or quantity purchased, right?
Yep. Okay.
Or it may also be used to calculate the freight charges which may be calculated as a amount or based on the quantity ordered. Okay. In order to create the procedure, the price elements used for calculating the net price have to be defined first, and for defining the price elements, the conditions based on which the value for the price element is maintained have to be created. Let's say I take the example. For example, net price is taken as gross price minus vendor discount. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if this is your calculation for net price, this is a condition. To define the above calculation, the price elements would be gross price and vendor discount. Okay?
Yeah.
To define these elements, the criteria for maintaining the value for these elements have to be defined first. Now, what does this mean? It means when I have to specify a value for gross price, what is the criteria, what is the condition based on which the gross price is maintained in the system? Let's say you want to maintain it based on material and plant. Then I need to create a combination for material and plant to maintain the gross price. Okay? Or if you want to maintain the gross price based on, just give me one moment.
Yeah.
Sorry for that. Now,
Okay.
When I have to define the vendor discount, on what criteria do I have to specify the value? Gross price, like I was saying, can be maintained based on material or plant, or it can be maintained on the combination of material type, plant, or like we maintain for the info record, I can take the criteria of vendor number, material number, purchasing organization, plant, and info category. So the client may want to use whatever criteria is required for maintaining the gross price. Similarly, vendor discount can also be maintained on multiple criteria. All these combination of criteria, I need to first define them in a table. Okay?
Yeah.
The combination of criteria required for each price element will be created in a table called condition table. Okay. For each criteria, you can define as many condition tables as are required. There is no restriction. Okay.
Okay.
Now these condition tables, after we define the condition tables, after defining the required condition tables, the combination of these tables have to be created for using in the specific price element. Okay, this grouping is called as access sequence. Now, this is similar to the class that we created for release procedure. You remember we created first the characteristics, then we group them under the class. So similarly here also, once we create the required number of condition tables, we need to create a grouping called access sequence.
Yeah.
Okay. So for each price element, you create one access sequence, and in each access sequence, we are going to maintain the required number of condition tables for that particular price element. Okay.
Okay.
Then we create the we maintain the attributes for each of the price element to define how the SAP system will handle that particular price element. For example, if I say gross price, how will the system know how to handle it? Now, gross price is like the basic price based on which further calculations have to be carried out. And this gross price is what the vendor is going to quote for supplying the material to that plant. Correct? When I say gross price, it is the price element which is provided by the vendor as the basic price at which the vendor is going to supply the material. Based on that gross price, I'm going to calculate either the discount or the freight charges, or if required also the taxes or anything else will be created or calculated based on this gross price. So gross price will be taken as the basic price, that is the starting price. And I also need to specify on what criteria this price will be calculated, whether it is quantity based, quality based, or is it based on a number, or on what criteria we need to specify when creating the characteristics, when maintaining the characteristics for this price element. So for each price element, I create a condition type in which the attributes of that particular element will be maintained.
Okay.
So first I create the condition tables, then I create access sequences, then I create the condition type. When I create the condition type, I assign these access sequences that I created to each of the price elements. So that whatever condition tables are created, the criteria which is created for maintaining the value is assigned to that particular price element. Okay. Then I create the calculation schema in which I specify the steps required to calculate the net price. Okay. When creating the calculation schema, I have to specify which price element has to be taken for maintaining, the table in which the net price has to be saved, because based on that, the document will take the value from that particular table. Okay.
Okay.
Now, most of these elements, that is your condition table, some of the condition tables are predefined. Most of the common access sequences are already predefined. Okay. Condition types are definitely predefined, like your material types. Okay. And the calculation schema can be based on what the client actually requires. Okay. So let's see how to create this. For gross price, we'll see how to create the condition table and create a new access sequence. For vendor discount, I'm going to show you how to take it from the standard predefined values, so that you know both ways of doing it. Okay.
Yep.
Now, when defining the condition table, the table number can be given anywhere from 1 to 999. However, like I said, there are some predefined tables. The predefined tables number range is from 1 to 500. So when we create a new condition table, the system will ask you to enter a number between 501 to 999.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see how to do this.
Yeah. Go on then.
Any questions so far in theory?
I think I wanna just see it. I kind of understand on a basic level. Yeah, and then we can come back into something.
Yep. All right, no issues. Well, let me first make a note of the steps involved. Create condition tables. I'm just logging into the SAP system. Just give me 1 moment.
Okay.
In purchasing, when anybody refers to conditions, usually it refers to the pricing conditions. Okay. So we go to.
Sorry, say that again.
In MM,
Yeah, conditions, yeah.
purchasing, whenever we talk about conditions, it usually refers to the pricing conditions.
Right, okay.
So define price determination process. First one is to define the condition table. Click on execute. Click on create condition table. Enter a 3-digit number between 500 and 999. Okay, you can use any number.
Yep.
Press enter. It already exists, so give another number. And on the right side, you will see the list of all the options available for the criteria. You can use the page down button here, next page button, or the page down button on the keyboard to go to the next set. You have a lot of different values maintained here.
Yeah.
The reason you have these many variables or options is because pricing procedure is more used in the SD process, the sales process, to determine the price at which the product is sold to the customer. So for them, you need a lot of different criteria for calculating the sales price. Okay. The first table I'm going to create is with material and plant as a simple combination. You want to specify this description. Click on the edit button and then specify that this is for gross price or whatever that you want to call it as. Okay.
Yeah.
And click on generate. Because it is a table, I need to generate a table. When you click on generate, it will show you a message saying a different table number is already defined with the same fields. That's fine. Press enter. Because this is a practice server, you'll have you may have more than one table with the same fields. Press enter. Click on yes. Then when it asks you where it has to be saved, click on this local object button. When you're working in a project, you will have a package name in which to save it, but because you're not working in a project, create it as a local object. That is something which is specific to your client number. It's going to generate this table and the associated reports, and you'll get the confirmation condition table generated. I'm going to create another table with material, material type, material group, and plant. So let's take 532. I'm going to take material, material group, material type, and plant. Just to show you that you can create it for any criteria. Click on yes, again local object. It's going to generate this table. Okay. You want to edit the table, go back, double click on change condition table, enter the table number and make the required modification. Let's say here I want to again specify that this is for gross price C001. Again click on generate to save these changes. It's as simple as that. Just enter a number and then you select the list of criteria for that in that particular table as the grouping. Okay. Then I create a access sequence. Now access sequence, when I click on execute, I'll get a pop-up saying the table is cross-client. Now what does this mean? Usually whenever you configure any activity, like we just created the condition table, right? These condition tables or any other configuration that we normally carry out for the MM system, the configuration is limited to the client number in which you're carrying out that activity. Even in the real world, whenever you do any configuration, it will be limited to the client number in which you're doing. That's the basic reason why we have client numbers in development server, to ensure that configurations do not affect the other components. Okay. However, these configurations where you get this pop-up, the table is cross-client, this indicates that changes made to this particular configuration step are going to affect the entire server. Okay.
Yeah.
That means whoever does these activities, these configuration changes, are going to affect the entire server, irrespective of the number of client numbers active in that particular server.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So the configuration activities will be normally carried out by senior consultants, and the request number, as you will see later on, will not be the regular request number that we normally save it.
Okay.
These cross-client tables will have a different request number in which to save. So click on execute or click on continue here. Just press enter. Okay. Click on new entries. Now I'm going to create two access sequences, one for the gross price, another for vendor discount. Gross price I'm going to create directly to show you how to create it without creating a copy. The second one, vendor discount, I'm going to create it as a copy of the standard access sequence. So first, let's click on new entries, enter a 1 to 4 character code. Not necessary that you have to give a 4 character code. Okay. Gross price access sequence. Press enter. Select this row. Double click on accesses. Click on new entries. Enter an item number and the table number that you want to use. In the order in which you want these tables to be used, give these numbers. Let's say 531 and 530. Okay. So like this, all the tables that you have created for this particular element, price element, have to be entered here. Since we just created two tables, I just entered two tables. Select the first table, first row again, and double click on fields.
Okay.
You'll get these warning messages. Press enter to ignore these warnings. Okay. Earlier also we had two pop-ups. Just press enter to ignore those pop-up messages. And now you'll see the list of fields within this particular table. Click on save to activate these tables. Now what we just did is to ensure that when I assign this access sequence to a condition table, condition type, with the help of this table, when I maintain a value for material and plant, it will be saved in this table and field. And when I'm using this condition, this pricing procedure with this condition type, the system will check for the value in this specified table and field name.
Okay.
That is the meaning of what we did so far. Okay.
Okay.
Similarly, select the next entry, double click on fields, press enter, and click on save. Now you get the request number pop up. Since we have not yet created any cross table configurations, click on new entries and enter a description, cross client request. Now since I'm creating it, if you want, you can also use the same request number to save the configuration. Done. Now this is how I'm going to create a new access sequence. To create a copy of existing access sequence, you can select one of the predefined. The predefined for vendor discount is 0006. Select it, click on copy as, enter a 1 to 4 character code, enter a description C001 vendor discount access sequence. enter, copy all. Once you're done, open it, select it, double click on accesses. You'll see the list of tables assigned in the standard access sequence.
Okay.
Select the first one, double click on fields, it will show me what are the fields available. I'm only concerned with this particular table, vendor, table number 044,
Okay.
because it contains purchasing organization and vendor, based on which I'm going to maintain the vendor discount. Okay.
Okay.
Or you want to create another table, you can create it and add it to this particular access sequence. Save it. Done. So both my access sequences are created, one for gross price and the for vendor discount. Right?
Yep.
So if you want to create for freight charges, you can select the default, which is FRB1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
You already are aware of it? You're already aware of it?
Am I aware of it? No, I'm not. No, absolutely not. It's absolutely fresh and new to me.
Okay.
I mean, I'm aware of the obvious principles of a gross price and a vendor discount for, I don't know, good 10% for 100 units, 20% for 1,000 units, etc., etc.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's the basic, reason why we have a pricing procedure in place to calculate the vendor discount. So go to condition types. Next one, to define the price elements. Double click on define condition type. Now condition types are like material type. There are a lot of variables involved, lot of characteristics.
Okay.
Since we cannot do all those things, we are going to copy from the standard condition types which are already predefined. Whether it is IDS or non-IDS, in both the places we do it the same way. We're going to copy from the standard. The standard for gross price is PB00. So select the standard condition type.
Did you say PB00? Yeah.
Yes. P as in Peter. B
Yep.
Britain. Click on copy as. Enter again a 1 to 4 character code. Change the description to reflect that this for your company code. And importantly, change the access sequence for the gross price. If you don't remember the access sequence, press F4 in this field and select from the list of options. Okay. And more importantly, a couple of fields that you need to do the setting. The first one is come to this particular field, which is pricing procedure, and remove the entry. The reason we are removing it is to ensure that this condition type that I'm going to create is available for use in the pricing procedure that I'm going to create. If I enter any pricing procedure code over here, this condition type will be restricted to that particular pricing procedure.
Okay. Get that, yeah.
Which we don't want to do. So just leave it blank. Another field is this particular field plus minus, meaning whether the value for this condition type should be a positive value or negative value, or it can be either one. Now, since gross price is always going to be a positive value, you can specify that it is always going to be a positive value. If you select positive, then the system will never accept a negative value in the future unless the consultant changes it here. Okay?
Yep.
So press enter. Once it is copied, you can go back to the condition type and check that it is taken as a class as a price. Price class meaning that is the major grouping will be the price. It's not a discount, it's not a tax, it's not extra pay, it's not tax classification, rather it is a price class, and it is calculated based on quantity. not on a percentage, not fixed amount or gross weight, net weight or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
And it is a basic price. It is based on this price, further calculations will be carried out. So with the help of these control data, system will be able to handle the operations for this particular condition type. A couple of other fields that are maybe maintainable in most of the scenarios are this one particular one, manual entry. After we create the condition type and I create a calculation procedure, the end users are going to maintain the values for gross price and vendor discount or free charges or taxes, right? Consultants will not be able to specify the values because it is up to the end users. Right? The consultants will not have access to that data. So after installation, before the purchase order can be created, the end users need to maintain value for all these price elements using a transaction called condition records. Condition records identify the value for each of these price elements to be used for calculating the net price. Now, when the condition records are maintained, should the system fetch the data for this particular condition type only from the condition record, or when the purchase order is created, should the system allow for manual entry to be done at the time of purchase order creation? Is controlled using this particular field called manual entries. The default selection is no limitations. It is you can do, the end users can make as many changes, as many entries as are required, as many number of times. But if the client says that manual entry should not be allowed because it's gross price and gross price can only be fetched from the condition table, then I'll select the option not possible to process manually. And in most of the cases, gross price is always going to be automatically selected from
the table,
from the condition record. Automatic entry. Okay. So, and another condition, another couple of fields are the validity period. If you want, you can specify the validity period to end either for the current month, current year, or till end of time. Okay. So let's say I'm going to end it for the current year. And if you want to maintain a scale for this particular element, scale meaning differential pricing structure, that is based on the quantity or based on the certain element, you want different prices to be maintained, then that scale basis can be specified here with a value scale, quantity scale, gross weight. As you can see, there are multiple options. Okay. Gross price is always maintained based on quantity. So this is why the default setting is quantity scale. Click on enter and press save. Click on save. So again you get the normal request number. Save it. So this is what we created for gross price. Similarly, create another element for vendor discount. The standard for vendor discount is RA01. So select RA01, which is discount percentage on gross. Okay. You also have another element called rebate. One is a discount, another is a rebate. Do you know what is the difference between a discount and a rebate? Are they the same or are they different?
I think they're different. Rebate, is a rebate something that like a discount should happen every time at a certain condition? For a rebate might be a one-off.
Rebate and discount.
Okay. So rebate is saying as reimbursement.
That's different. That's the condition class. That's fine. But what is the basic difference?
I don't know. In my, like I say, my guess is that a rebate is something that happens on an irregular event, whereas a discount would happen once contracted every time you buy that product at that certain condition. Is it close?
Yeah, the applicability is correct. The discount is actually calculated on a regular basis, whereas rebate is in specific cases.
Okay.
Discount is something which is predefined. That is, before purchase, before you actually create the
Yeah.
document, the value is defined. Whereas rebate is
Okay.
something that is offered by the vendor after it is purchased.
Okay.
Okay, so the rebate is something which is variable, and it is not in all the situations. Like you said, the applicability is
Yeah.
correct, right? But where it is
Yeah.
used is discount is in all situations, and it's predefined. Rebate is not predefined; it is used in specific situations, and it all depends on the company which is selling it. So when
Okay.
we actually purchase something and we ask the shopkeeper for a discount, you're actually asking a rebate. Technically, it's a rebate. Okay. So select RA01, which is our vendor discount process. Click
Yeah.
on copy as. Again, enter a condition type code. Change the description. I'm going to use vendor discount. Change the access sequence code. And the discount is always going to be a negative value, right?
Yeah.
And is calculated as a percentage, maintained as a percentage. And I'm going to
Okay.
specify that manual entry has priority. I'm going to remove this pricing procedure field, and valid to, again I'm going to maintain it to end of the current year. Click on save. In order to check it, double click on it and check the details. And for this vendor discount also, the scale is a quantity based scale.
Yeah.
So when you're practicing, you can check on each of these, click on each of these fields, and for more information, press F1 and check the help screen.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what my condition types are going to be: gross price and vendor discount. Right?
Yeah.
And when you're creating, whether it is in practice or during the real time or in the project, condition types, access sequences have to start with the letter Y or Z. Even the calculation schema has to start with Y or Z. The reason being, some of these are predefined values are there. So in order to not confuse the consultants, Y or Z is used to indicate that element is created as per the client requirement. Okay, and usually when we have any element starting with Y or Z, we don't tend to change it. Okay.
Yes.
Alright, so next one is define calculation schema. Click on execute. Click on new entries. Enter a 1 to 6 character code. C0, CP1, C001, calculation procedure 1. Select the procedure code, double click on control data, click on new entries. Item number 1, condition type YCP1, which is gross price. Now gross price is something which is not maintained based on a previous element or a next element. So in the from to field, I'm not going to enter anything. Okay. Step 2 is YCP2, which is vendor discount. Now vendor discount will be calculated on step 1, that is on the gross price. Right?
Okay.
That is, a value for the vendor discount will be taken as a percentage of the gross price. That is what I am indicating when I said from 10. Okay.
Right. Yeah, from row 10. Yeah. That's step 10.
30. then you have net price, which is calculated from step 10 to step 20. That is, a value will be taken from step 10 to step 20. And this value, the net price value, is what I want to save in the table. So in this column, the subtotal column, press F4 and select the option 9, which is what will be used to save the value.
Okay.
Press enter and save it. Done.
Okay.
Like this, I can create as many calculation procedures as are required by the client based on the number of condition types, access sequences that I have created.
Yeah.
Next step is to create a schema group. Now this schema group will be for the vendor and purchasing organization. A purchase order is created on the basis of a vendor and purchasing organization, right? So to tell the system the combination of which vendor and purchasing organization the calculation procedure has to be triggered, I need to create a grouping code for that vendor and purchasing organization. So go to define schema group, click on execute. First one, schema group for vendors, double click on it, click on new entries, and let's say I have C1, let's use C0 here.
Okay.
It's a 2-character code, you can enter any code, you need not start with Y or Z. Vendor schema group 1 and save it.
Okay.
So like this, I can create as many schema groups as are required. Now, how many schema groups to create will depend on how many combinations of how many calculation procedures are created and how many groupings do I require to assign those particular calculations procedures. Based on that, you can create those many number of vendor groups. Okay.
All right.
Are you with me on this? The schema group?
Kind of. I understand the group, actually, yeah. I understand what you're doing, yeah.
Schema group.
I'm just trying to digest it all.
Okay.
That's all. Yeah.
Okay, let me put it this way. The pricing, the calculation schema that I created, when I need to assign it, when I need to get it triggered, okay, that means I need to trigger it, I need to have it triggered when the purchase order is created for the material where the vendor is offering the discount. Correct?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
How do I tell that to the system? So I need to have some criteria for triggering that calculation schema, right?
Right.
Now, a purchase order is created on the basis of a vendor and purchasing organization. That is, these two are the criteria. That is a combination based on which a purchase order will be created. If I have a particular vendor and purchasing organization, all the material that I'm going to purchase from that vendor under that purchasing organization, I'm going to maintain in one document. If either the vendor changes or the purchasing organization changes, then I have to create a new document for it. Correct?
All right. Yeah.
So far?
Yeah.
So
that was fairly clear.
When that is the condition based on which a purchase order is created, then it will become easy for me to take the same criteria for defining the criteria for the calculation schema to be triggered. So that is what I'm creating here. The schema group is going to identify for which vendor and purchasing organization groups the pricing procedure is to be created, is to be triggered. So I go to vendor schema groups and I create a code. And I create as many codes as are required for the various pricing procedures that I create. If I create about 5 pricing procedures, then I need to create 5 different groupings for the, at least 5 grouping for the vendors.
Yeah.
Okay. Then schema group for purchasing organization, click on new entries, enter again a 1 to 4 character code. You can enter any code, I'm just using the company code C001, purchase organization schema group 1, and save it. When I go back to the pop-up, I have a third step called assignment of schema group to purchasing organization. Now I created a schema group for vendor, and then I created a schema group for purchasing organization. But why does it give me the option for assigning the schema group only to the purchasing organization? Why not for the vendor? Where is the assignment for vendor schema group?
You specify the purchasing group in the vendor setup.
Sorry?
Is that because you assign the purchasing organization to the vendor when you create it?
Okay, if that is the scenario, then why do I require a schema group for vendor? If I create a schema group for purchasing organization, then that should be sufficient. Correct? You said
unless that vendor. Go on.
Good.
Go on.
That's fine.
Unless that vendor supplies different purchase organizations, but you want to apply the same discount to them.
Okay, if that is a scenario, then I don't require a purchasing organization then. I don't require a schema group for purchasing organization. You can just create it for vendor then. But what I'm asking here is not where the calculation schema is going to get assigned, how it is going to get triggered. Rather, here I create 2 schema groups, right?
Yeah.
And purchasing organization. I have an assignment of schema group to purchasing organization where the schema group that I created under purchasing organization, I can assign it to one of my purchasing organizations. So go to P001 here. I'm going to assign it to one of my purchasing organizations. Okay?
Yeah.
But why do I not have assignment of schema group to vendor? Why is it not here? Why only assignment of purchasing organization schema group to the purchasing organization?
So my head is saying that you'll have like hundreds of vendors potentially.
Okay.
Hundreds and hundreds. Yes. So you'd have to attack. If that particular criteria were applied to all the vendors, then you could potentially have a way to assign it like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
But,
if I have to assign the schema group to a vendor, then I need to do it. Right? I need to have that assignment.
Yeah.
So where is that assignment?
You would, yeah.
That's what was my question. Right?
Yeah.
Good question early in the evening.
Is it in a different option though?
See,
because of what I said.
Yeah, I have creation of both the vendor and purchasing organization here, and since I have assignment of schema group to purchasing organization here itself, it should also be here. The vendor schema group assignment should also be here itself, right?
Okay.
But where
in theory, I don't know. Like I say, you've only got one purchasing organisation, so to assign a group to a purchasing organisation.
I just assigned it to one purchasing organisation, but that doesn't mean that in the real time it will also be 1:1. No.
No, it wouldn't. But it'd certainly be a lot less than vendors.
The schema group that I create for a purchasing organisation can be assigned to more than one purchasing organisation in the real time. In the real world.
Yeah.
All those purchasing organizations for which the same calculation schema has to be triggered. I'm going to assign this. I have to assign the same schema group to all those purchasing organizations. Else it's not going to get triggered. Because in the next step, after I assign this, then I'm actually going to go to this define schema determination.
Okay.
Click on execute. Go to calculation schema for standard purchase orders and click on new entries. Enter my schema group for purchasing organization, schema group for vendor. And then I'm going to give the calculation procedure which has to be triggered. So for all those purchasing organizations which have the schema group, and for all those vendors which have this schema group, the system should calculate the net price based on this procedure, is what I'm indicating to the system.
Right.
I have
Okay.
already specified to the system which are the purchasing organizations that should have this calculation procedure triggered. But where did I mention the vendors? I haven't yet specified for which vendor.
No,
Right?
no, you haven't. No.
Where do I
No.
specify is what was my question. Now you understand the
Yeah,
question?
and I understand what you're asking me, but I am a bit lost with it, if I'm honest.
That happens. Even and the reason I was asking this is because the same question was asked when I asked a couple of guys. Mind you,
Yeah.
they claimed some experience. They were not very
Right.
clear on this, even though they claimed that
No.
they had worked on pricing procedure in MM.
Yeah.
They were not clear on where to assign the schema group.
Right. Yeah, I'm absolutely clear. I've never done pricing procedure.
No, I'm not saying you have done, but you don't have idea. But this is a common issue which most of the consultants face. The reason is we are in a consultant screen. We are in the configuration screen. Now, in the
Yeah.
configuration screen, I cannot create a vendor, right? I do not have access to the vendor information.
Yes, that's correct. You don't, do you?
So, if I
Yeah.
don't have access to the vendor information, then how can I assign the vendor schema group to a vendor?
Well, you can.
I can't. That's the reason why we don't have assignment here.
Yeah.
Now, in the same way,
Okay.
then how do I have access to assigning the schema group to purchasing organization? The reason is,
Because you did.
yeah,
What?
go ahead, go ahead.
You created a purchase org though, didn't you? In
Yeah.
the configuration. Yeah.
Absolutely. It is the
Yeah.
consultants who are going to create the purchasing organization, and that happens in the IMG screen. We already have access to it.
Yeah.
So that's the reason.
So I get the reasoning then.
Yep.
I get the reasoning.
So now I've created the schema determination also, I've assigned it. So for this combination of the purchasing organization and schema group, this particular calculation
Okay.
procedure will be triggered.
Yeah.
For a combination of purchasing organization and vendor schema group, there should be only one pricing procedure assigned. You cannot have more than
Okay.
one pricing procedure assigned, calculation procedure assigned. But the same procedure can be assigned to multiple combinations. There is no limit to it.
Okay.
This calculation procedure,
But,
I can assign it to multiple combinations of purchasing organization and vendor schema groups.
right. Okay. Okay. So you could have C001, C2.
Yeah.
Could still have that calculated. Okay.
But for C001, C0, I need to have only one calculation procedure assigned. Anyone?
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Now we are done with the configuration.
Okay.
Create the end user activity. Now the testing.
Yeah.
For the testing, I need to first create a material, then create a vendor and assign vendor schema group to the vendor. Okay. Then maintain condition records and then create the purchase order. Okay, let me first write the steps here. This price determination process. First one is maintain condition tables. Second, define access sequences. Third step is define condition types. You want me to specify the standard?
Okay. Please, yeah.
Standard access sequence for vendor discount is 0006. The standard condition type for gross price is PB00. The standard condition type vendor discount is RA01. Fourth step is to define calculation schema. Fifth step, define schema group. And this first one, define vendor schema group. And second step, define purchasing organization schema group. Assign schema group to purchasing organization, right? And the sixth one is define schema determination. And we go to the testing part, which is create material. Again, create material is standard MM01, vendor 01. Condition records, I'll be coming to that in a little while. Let's create this particular material and vendor. Go to MM01. Just give me one moment. Sorry for that. Okay, so you go to MM01, select the industry sector. Okay, our material type was 5002. Yeah, okay. So select 5002. Select the normal 5 views. Now enter the plant which is handled by that particular purchasing organization to which you assign this pricing procedure. Press enter. Data for the material is common, there is no specific data here.
Okay.
Pricing material, or it should be pricing procedure. I'm just using the description as I like. Okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
CP1, so CP2, or whichever one you want. Enter the data. Termination class and some price. Let's say 135 and save. Done. Now create a vendor, XK01, company code, client, purchase organization, vendor account group, enter the vendor number, pricing procedure. Now when creating the vendor, most of the data is the same, except in the purchasing data screen, in this field, the vendor schema group, this is where I'm going to assign the schema group for vendor code. Make sure you enter this, because without this entry, when I create a purchase order on this vendor, the pricing procedure will not get triggered. Okay.
Okay.
Now I maintain the condition records. MEK1 is the transaction code for maintaining the condition records.
Okay.
Enter the condition type. We created two condition types, so enter the first one. I think it was YCP1, right?
Gross price, yeah.
Wow. Okay,
There you go. You got it there.
Click on key combination and select the required table. I'm going to simply use a simpler form, material and plant.
Yeah.
Select it, click on continue. And it's going to give me the material number, and here I'm going to enter the plant and the price, purchase price for this material in this plant. Enter the currency unit and specify a validity period. Since I've given the validity date as end of the current year, give the same validity period.
Okay.
Now, if this particular material, the price has a scale meaning differential pricing structure, click on the amount field, click on the scales.
Okay.
And you can specify. Okay. So I'm just again randomly giving some numbers without any sense. So just using some values here. 2501 147 5001 145. Okay, some random values.
Yep.
Back and save it. So like this, for this material, based on the number of plants which are handled by that purchasing organization, I can maintain the price. Okay. And this price is not specific to any vendor, right? Since I don't have a vendor or purchasing organization, that means if this material is supplied by any vendor under any purchasing organization to this specified plant, that is the price at which the company code is going to purchase that material.
Okay.
Click on save. Done. The next one is again another condition record, which is YCP2. Click on key combination. The criteria I want is the third table, which is vendor. Select it.
Okay.
Press enter. And you'll see the purchasing organization, and here I need to specify the vendor. Just created the vendor. Is it 205 011? Is it? I don't remember the vendor number. Okay. So let's press F4 and search for it. Enter the vendor, specify the discount percentage offered, and specify the validity period. Again, since the validity we mentioned it as end of current year, specify the same thing. And here also, if the discount also has a scale, click on the amount field, click on scales, and maintain the scale quantity. Let's say I'm going to give the same scale quantity here also. That's 501, 6%, 2001, 7%, 2501, 8%, and 5001, 10%. Either the price will have a scale or the discount will have a scale in the real time. Both will never have a scale. But for our practice, I'm going to use both. I'm going to define the scale for both. So now we're done with maintaining the condition records. If you want to change any of the condition records, go to MEK2, enter the condition type, select the required key combination, enter the relevant data, the date, click on execute. It will show me the price.
Yeah. Okay.
This is similar to something else which we have already maintained. You remember?
No, not off the top of my head. But I guess it's the is it the vendor info record? One of the info records, right?
Yes. Not the info record.
Pardon?
Not the info record.
No, top of my head, I can't remember.
Okay. The next step is to create a purchase order. You go to MA21N. Enter the vendor number. Go to organizational data. Specify the purchase organization, purchasing group. Enter the material number, which was 5011. Was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think that's the same thing. Present procedure 5011. So I give value of 2500 pages, delivery date, and plant. When I press enter, the price will be automatically calculated and displayed. So this is the price calculated by the system for this quantity. Yay!
Okay. Yeah.
Now,
If
you want to check how the system arrived at this price, go to the item detail part, select that particular item, click on the conditions tab. Then it will show me what is the gross price for this particular quantity, what is the vendor discount, and what is the net price.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
How did the system come at this particular price? You can go to MEK2, enter the particular condition type, select the key combination, click on execute, select this amount and go to scale. So here, since I have given 2500 and 2500 is less than 2501, it took the price as 148.
Okay.
Now let's say I change the quantity here. I change it to 1200 cases. The price will remain the same. Reason being, the quantity is between 1000 cages to 2500. So let's say I change the quantity to 800 cages. Now the price is going to change to 149 and 6% discount. Let's say I change it to 400 again it's going to change. So like this, based on the quantity that you're going to enter, the system is going to calculate give the gross price and the discount. Okay. So
Right.
if I give something above 5,000, it's going to take 145 and 10% discount.
So the way that I understand it, then your condition type, YCP1, YCP2. YCP1 has said this is the gross price for this amount. I'll give you a gross price for this amount, this amount, this amount, this amount.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also as a vendor, if you then also purchase that amount that your condition type set up at, I'll also give you 10% discount or whatever.
Yeah, I've given the scale for both the elements. However, like I said in the real time, it's not going to be on both. It's going to be only on one. So let's say I delete these values here from the gross price. Okay. I'm just going to give a static price of 150 rupees.
Okay.
150 euro.
Yeah.
So go back. The reason is I deleted it in the reverse order, so it's not allowing me to actually delete it.
Okay.
149. Go back. Go to scales. It's a little bit strange. Okay. I should have used this. Okay.
Is it because we've got the control on scale basis?
Not exactly. There's a different way to delete it. Have not used it. So select this line and delete. Select the line.
Okay.
That's how you need to delete the entries, and not the other way around. So now when I execute, it will not show me any price or interest price here. And scales will not have any scale. So I'm just going to save it. Now when I create the purchase order, let's say I'm going to take 1200. Now the price is automatically calculated. The gross price will remain the same, whereas the discount is not going to change. Let's say I take 400 kgs. The discount is going to be 5%.
Yeah.
And when I check the conditions now, so YCP2 vendor, this is what your scale for the discount is. Okay. From 25 to
Yeah.
500, it is 5%. So since I've given 400 kgs, it gives me the discount of 5%, right? So I give a value between 501 to 1000, which is, let's say I give 800, it's going to give me 6% discount, right?
Yeah.
So like this, any value, any variable within that range is going to give me the relevant discount. 8% discount. Anything above 5,000 is going to give me 10% discount.
Okay.
This is the way. In the real world, this is how it works. The price or the discount is going to be static. The other one is going to change. And if you remember in the condition type for gross price, I have specified that manual entries are not permitted. So that is why here gross price field cannot be changed, manually edited. Whereas discount is manually editable. So if I want, I can talk to the vendor, say that I'm ordering 8,000 kg and I'm expecting a little bit more discount, then I can get a little bit more. Right? I can manually add it here and get a slightly higher discount.
Okay.
So that's between the company code and the vendor to negotiate. It happens, right? So this is how the pricing procedure is going to work.
Okay.
Any questions so far?
Not really. I think I want to. I think I need to read through that a bit and just because I can pretty much say I would be able to do all of the processes that you've shown me there. But I think, and the bottom piece made sense when we were doing the YCP1, YCP2 changes. But I just need to understand like the groups and the condition types and how they all fit together a little bit, just clear in my head, if you know what I mean.
When you watch the procedure being done, we all think the first time that we are able to understand it, but unless you practically do it, you will not be able to actually get the actual understanding. Yeah, I get that.
And I think, sorry, I think with some things, I think, you know, I do a lot. Okay, I understand. I get that. With this particular one, I felt a little bit more. I just need to work through it methodically and understand how the relationships work and things, you know.
Yeah. Understand. Okay. I'm just trying to upload the document. So go to the 29 file. Upload the document. Once the status shows release completed, save it. I'm approving. Send it to the vendor. Okay. Now, just a couple of things. One, as per the course content, we have only one topic left, which is output determination.
Okay.
It is specifying creating a procedure for automatically sending the document to the vendor. So instead of manually going to ME9F and sending the document, the procedure will automate this process. As soon as the document is approved, the document will be sent out to that particular process, either the print or the fax machine or email server. Okay. That's the only topic left out. But what I also want to do for you is to take an additional topic, a bonus topic, which is integration with F1.
Okay. Yes, I remember you saying that. Yep.
Okay. So these two things I'll be taking up tomorrow, which would be most likely the last session for you in the course.
Okay. Thank you. And by tomorrow, I will read back through the notes while I'm doing this piece of work and give you the piece of feedback you asked me about.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I was just
Yeah.
wondering,
Okay.
the reason I asked you that question about any specific topic is to, uh, you know, understand whether you are comfortable with the topic, any particular topic which you are not really aware or not really comfortable
Yeah.
with,
Yeah.
which I could help you
You,
make understand it better.
you've certainly hit once a day. I mean, the concept of a gross price and a discount is completely okay. I'm fine with that. I understand that, but actually, how that integrates into SAP was certainly
Yeah,
quite
I mean,
complex.
see, like I said, the price elements that we are going to create, when we
Hmm.
define them in a table, that's where you create it into an access sequence and then assign them to the condition types. I mean, the process looks simple enough, right? Create condition table, create access sequence, assign the table to the
Yeah.
access sequence, and assign the access sequence to the condition. The process looks pretty simple, but the complexity of this process is too much. I mean, sometimes when we sit to configure the pricing procedure, particularly in the SD process, things get so complicated that it's not a pretty simple process.
No,
And
I can imagine.
even the best of the consultants, they take 2 3 attempts to actually get the pricing procedure right, the way the client wants.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Yeah.
it's so funny that the clients don't want to reveal the pricing procedure, but they want the procedure to be in place. Okay, particularly for the sales process, it's the calculation which gives them an edge over their competitors, right? So if they explain the process, they feel that they're losing some control over the sales process or
Yeah.
their price. So
Right.
clients don't tend to reveal everything in the first attempt. So whatever they reveal, that's what we sit and program it. When we take it back to the client, they says this is not the price that we are supposed to get. Then we have to
Right.
probe, go to the depth, do it 2 3 times, and then get the actual result.
Right.
Sometimes it
Yeah.
takes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Some very few clients that I've worked have actually shared the complete thing in one go. Most of them they're very reluctant to share. Okay.
But it's essential, right?
Yeah. In order to do a good job, in order for them to have the system calculate, yes, they have to share it. Like I
Yeah.
said,
Yeah. Yeah.
not all the clients tend to do that. For the MM process, I was fortunate that we only worked with one client for pricing procedure, and that client was very straightforward. I mean, they were very forthcoming, and they were able to share
Uh-huh.
everything in one go.
Okay.
That's good. It's better. But like I said, most of the clients they use the purchasing info record as the source for the purchase order price. The reason being, in purchase they want the price to be static, not dependent on some calculation, right? On some condition.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
the reason why purchasing will not have in most of the cases a pricing procedure to calculate the net price. But
Okay.
again, you never know. It all depends on the client.
Of course it does. Yes, of course it does. Great stuff.
Right? And one more thing
Okay.
that
So.
I wanted to tell you
Oh.
was, even once the course is completed, Chris, the
Yes.
access to the drive, the Google Drive, will be there for you. And in case
Okay.
you have any
Brilliant.
queries, you have my mail ID, so you can get back to me
I do.
at
Yeah.
any point. Even when you're practicing, if you have any queries or any questions, you can mail me. It's not a
Okay.
problem. And I'll get back to
Thank
you
you
as
very
soon
much.
as I check the mail. I'll be getting back to you. If I don't
Okay.
answer immediately, please understand. I may be in another session or I may be on some other work. So please give it some time. I will respond back to
That's fantastic. Thank you, Samba.
you. No problem. Any other
That's great.
questions?
Okay. So no, I'll catch you tomorrow night if that's okay.
Yep, no issues. I'll
All
talk to you
right.
tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be
Thanks.
taking up the rest of the sessions. Right.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye.